Hello everyone and welcome to Ian's Bricks. So as you can see, I'm here with my friend Duncan today. He's here because we wanted to discuss some of the Lego sets that are retiring by the end of this year, by the end of 2024. What we've done is we've both come up with our personal lists of the top 5 sets which we think are the best or the better sets to invest in before they retire. So the list or the sets that we've chosen as part of our list are just our own sort of personal opinions, so please don't take this as any sort of financial advice and that these are definite sets that you should be investing in. Depending where you are in the world, there might be good reasons and bad reasons why you wouldn't invest in particular sets, but we're just sort of going to discuss it between us now. We've not seen each other's lists at all, so we've kept our top 5 secret. Duncan's got his list there in his little yellow book. I've got my list here, so we've sort of both got our own list, and we're going to discuss the top 5. We're also going to discuss as well sets which we feel is a dark horse, so maybe a set that people aren't talking about an awful lot for retirement to get before they retire. We're also going to talk about which set that we've got most of, which sets of retirement we've bought the most of, and also sets to avoid as well. So let me introduce Duncan. So I've known Duncan for quite a while now. We used to work together actually, and so you've been basically buying, so you got into Lego investing maybe a couple of years ago, is that right?
Well, it's you that got me into it, yeah. Okay,
Sorry,
so Ian and I used to work together, and prior to that I used to collect a lot of Star Wars toys or old toys. A little bit of selling those toys, but mainly just buying them for my own collection. And then, yeah, I worked with Ian and he got me hooked on buying and investing in Lego.
Used to be at work and these vans used to pull up every day and these big boxes of Lego used to come in. So we got it, you know, you're watching it from there. And yeah, Duncan's been in a couple of videos. He came to Billund in Denmark with me earlier this year. That was a good fun day, wasn't it? Where we went to the Lego house in Denmark. That was great. So, and you may have also seen him recently in my my Bournemouth Brick Festival show, where he made a brief appearance at the start because he was very kind and bought a load of sets in for me. So I had extra sets to sell on the day. So yeah, that's Duncan. So shall we just get into a top 5 then, and we'll sort of start discussing. Shall we start with number 5 and go upwards and see where we get? And what we'll do is
let's do this.
We'll just sort of discuss what we think, why, whether we disagree with each other. So I'll start. So number 5 on my list.
Can I just say?
Yes, of course.
If you do take any advice, it's more from Ian than
no. I'm sure Duncan knows what he's talking about. So he's been dealing with toys and stuff like that for years, so he does know what he's talking about as well. Okay, number 5 on my list then is 76223, the Nano Gauntlet from Marvel. What's your number 5?
It's not that.
No.
Yeah, my number 5 set is it's going to be one of Ian's favourites because it's a brickhead. It is the only brickhead to make my top 5. It's set number 40619 and it's Eve and Wally brickheads.
Ah, okay, right. So Eve and Wally didn't make my list, although it is something that is on my radar. Yeah, why do you think Eve and Wally is a good set in particular?
I think brickheads generally, as you like them, they are a good set to invest in. They're mainly limited to the Lego store. I know there's been a few, or definitely there was a Mandalorian and the Child one that was available in other places.
Yeah, it was.
But mainly they're limited to the Lego store. History shows that Wally is very popular. Previous Wally set that was available.
And you're a big Disney fan as well. What people won't know is that Duncan is a huge Disney fan. How many times have you been to Florida Disney? Have we lost count?
I lost count.
Long time. Yeah. So yeah, you're a big Disney fan. I get that. Look, I really like the set as well. It's a nice set. It's $13.49 here in the UK. It's a nice cheap set. I think when it first came out, it was really popular and was selling out quite regularly. So that's always a good sign as to why a set is going to do quite well. As I say, it's not too expensive, but it's also quite difficult to get hold of in bulk as well. So you'll find with a lot of people that sort of buy for investment and reselling and things, they like to have sort of lots of things. And the problem with things like the Wally set, if you can only get it from Lego and Lego.com, you're only limited to sort of 5 at any one time. So, and you have to be very careful about your limits. So it is quite a difficult set to get hold of. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It's a very good set. It didn't make my list just because I didn't want too many brickheads on my list, because it's quite easy to pick brickheads because of course they're Lego exclusives. But I wanted to have a little bit of variation on mine.
So does that mean we've got a brickhead coming up?
Maybe. Yeah, of course I have. So my choice, the Nano Gauntlet from Marvel. So the reason why I like that, again, it's an exclusive set. Now, I know Marvel sets tend not to do that well. I think Star Wars sets tend to do better, for example. But there have been sort of slightly more exclusive things. Recently there was the Carnage helmet, which retired I think last year or the year before. Now that's done fairly well since it's retired, and it was one of those sets that was quite difficult to get hold of at the time in bulk again. But the Nano Gauntlet is an Amazon exclusive here in the UK, so if you're outside the UK it's probably an exclusive somewhere. You tend to find that happens with Lego sets. If it's exclusive somewhere in this country, it'll be exclusive somewhere else as well. And it has been reduced, but only very, very slightly, so it's £60 normally in the UK. And I think recently I bought some over the summer for around about £46. So again, they're difficult to get hold of in bulk, difficult to get hold of at a very, very cheap price. But I just like the look of the set as well. It's red, it's got all the stones in. The Marvel films are very, very popular. That sometimes doesn't sort of lend itself to go into Lego sales particularly, but yeah, I like it. It's sort of part of that collection. Although it's not the helmet as such, you've obviously got the other gauntlet as well, the Infinity Gauntlet, which isn't retiring this year, but the Nano Gauntlet, yeah, I just like. There's just something about it I like the look of. It's sort of part of a theme, and I think this could do well. Again, maybe off some of people's radars because it is a slightly difficult and more unusual set to get hold of. What are your thoughts on the Gauntlet?
Well, definitely a good choice. Yeah, I have a couple myself. It wasn't on the top of my list, but I am very poorly, if I say, heavily influenced by my own preference to Star Wars and Harry Potter. So Marvel isn't up there when I choose Lego sets, which I should rule with my head rather than my heart, but I tend not to sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to get sets that you like more than other reasons, and you know, Duncan's a huge Star Wars fan, he really is, and so you're always going to be more swayed by that, and probably Harry Potter, as you say.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I've seen most of the films, but I wouldn't call myself like a mega Marvel fan. But some of the sets they do are quite nice. I think it's more aimed at adults, and yeah, I just like that particular set. I think that could do pretty well. Number 4 on my top 5 list of sets retiring at the end of this year is it is Ideas, isn't it? 21338, the A-frame cabin set that is £160 here in the UK and is a Smith's Toys exclusive, so you can get it from Lego and Lego.com, but also Smith's Toys. What's your number 4, Duncan?
Well, I'm glad to say that so far we are avoiding each other. Like I say, I'm heavily influenced by Harry Potter, and I do believe that the Lego Harry Potter market is a little bit flooded, and so a lot of the sets come with high risk, like they're not going to make some money. But I think the proof has been in 12 Grimwald Place last year.
Okay.
There still is some sets that are good out there to invest in.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is set number 76415, the Battle of Hogwarts.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe not at its full recommended retail price.
No.
But it's been very available at like £20 discount.
Okay.
From like £74.99, which is the retail price, down to, I think I picked some up at about £52 recently.
That's good, yeah. Okay.
I think, again, if I'm right, it's got 6 minifigures that are unique to that set.
Oh, they're exclusive to the set. Okay, that's
set.
always going to help. I don't think Harry Potter minifigures are quite as sought after as Star Wars, but certainly if you get exclusive figures like in a set like that, that's always going to be a plus for any set, really.
Yeah, and I believe, like, my philosophy is, you know, probably if you're looking at £10 for an exclusive minifigure, then you're going to make your money back almost guaranteed if you can get it at that discount. So, yeah, bear in mind that I'm always looking for discounts, the best discounts possible.
Yeah, and that is a set that you can get discounted in most places. I don't think it's an exclusive anywhere. So, you know, if you are going to be buying that, really don't be looking to buy that at full price, because that would be daft. Yeah, interesting set, and of course with that theme on Harry Potter, it links with a lot of other sets as well. So it's part of sort of a range, isn't it, of different buildings within Hogwarts Castle, and they all fit together in a modular style. And again, it's such an iconic scene, isn't it? Sort of the last battle scene, which I'm not sure that Lego have ever done before. If they have done, I don't think they did it as justice as they've done it in this set. It is a nice set. I have to say, it's a little bit off my radar, this particular set, but yeah, it's not a bad choice at all. I can see why you picked that one. It's certainly something that maybe I need to get some more of, perhaps. My choice there, the A-frame cabin, part of the Ideas range. Why I like this so much, I just think it looks really, really good. I'm more of a sort of traditional Lego person, so I've always liked my buildings growing up as a kid, I always used to buy town sets, and they always used to have little houses and villas and all this kind of stuff. And I think it stems to there that I do actually really, really like this set. I bought a few of these. They're not cheap at £160 each. Very, very difficult to get any kind of huge discount here in the UK. As I say, it's available at Smith's Toys, and at the moment they've got £10 off it, but that's neither here nor there really, so difficult to get hold of. I like how it looks as well. I think it fits in well with other sets, maybe like the Big Treehouse, which is also retiring this year. That's a really, really good set. It's been a really good seller, and it would sort of look nice to that. So I think for people for building those things, but I just think in general, no, I mean, yeah, there's some minifigures in there, nothing too sort of exciting, just because they're normal minifigures really. But yeah, it's an idea set. It's not been on shelves for that long. Did I put down when it was released? I think it's only been on shelves for a couple of years, maybe 3 years. So not a huge length of time for a quite expensive set. But yeah, there's just something about that A-frame cabinet that I do like. There were other idea sets that I liked as well. But I think of all the idea sets that are going this year, that's probably going to be sort of one of my favourites. It is a set that I like. And I have bought a few of them recently as well. So I'm not just sort of saying that I like them for any reason. I have been buying them as well. Let's go on to number 3 in our list, shall we? I've chosen a brickhead. Surprise, surprise. There were lots of brickheads to choose from, and I was humming and hawing which one to put on the list. I've actually gone for 40628, which is the Miles Tails Prower from Sonic the Hedgehog. £9.99 here in the UK. I wanted to put something on the list that was nice and cheap as well. So as Duncan's already talked about with brickheads, they're only available really from Lego and Lego.com, so you're limited to how many you can get. I think Tails as a character is a very, very popular character. I bought the brickhead myself. It's a nice little build. The 2 tails on the back look fantastic. And I think it's quite a cute character as well, so I think people like it for that. So that's why I've chosen that particular set. What have you gone for number 3 on your list?
I've gone for the only set that I don't own any of, but watching some of Ian's videos and some other people has led me to believe, and I do agree, that this will be a very popular set. It's The Office.
Oh, okay.
So it's set number 21336. I think it's got 15 exclusive minifigures. It's just such an iconic, popular TV show, and the previous sets in the same series, Friends, Big Bang Theory, all seem to be doing well in the aftermarket.
They do, yeah.
So yeah, I need to be getting myself some of these.
You do. So in the UK, I think it's exclusive to John Lewis. I know I picked up a couple recently. I think they're £105 in the UK normally. I looked earlier today, and I think that John Lewis have got like £1 off. They're £103.99. Woo! But I know recently they were 20% off, and I got a few cheaper. So I think even here in the UK, I think I was a little bit sceptical at first as to whether The Office was that popular, because we had the original Office with Ricky Gervais, which was hugely popular in the UK. That's like 20 years ago now. So the American version of The Office, which is what this Lego set is based on, I was not quite sure how popular it was. I've never really seen it an awful lot over here in the UK, but apparently it is very, very popular. And again, with the exclusive minifigures of that kind of range, like Friends and Seinfeld, maybe not so much here, but certainly Big Bang Theory has been a very, very popular set since it's retired. Yeah, again, it was actually on my list. I did a list of about 20 sets, and it is on there on my list. It didn't quite make my top 5, but I don't disagree at all that The Office is a very, very good set. And again, wherever you are in the world, it's going to be an exclusive somewhere, so maybe find out where that is an exclusive and get some of these. Now don't forget, we're in September as well already at the moment. What you will find is that popular sets will start disappearing from store shelves. I don't want to sort of panic anybody to panic buying or anything like that, but you don't have a lot of time left. If a set is definitely going to be retiring at the end of this year, you've only got 3 months left, and things will, as we get in the run up to Christmas, things will start to disappear from shelves. So I think if you don't have an Office, even if you're not an investor like myself and Duncan, if you want to buy it for yourself to actually build, now would be a very, very good time about thinking about getting one of those sets, because they might not be on shelves too much longer. So yeah, I don't disagree at all with that. What are your thoughts on the brickhead that I chose, the Tails from Sonic?
Yeah, I'm no expert on Sonic the Hedgehog at all, because I was a Sony person rather than
you see, I was a Sega man.
But yeah, I believe all brickheads, like I said before, have a good chance for an investment return, and yeah, why not? Yeah,
yeah, okay.
Tails, Sonic.
Yeah, I think there are three Sonic brickheads retiring. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog itself, which is okay, but for whatever reason, for the main character, you would have been more popular, but it doesn't seem to be. But there's also the double pack, which is Knuckles and I forget the other one now, but there's a double pack, and I think that one could potentially do quite well as well.
And there's a new movie coming out, isn't there? And they're bringing a bust
There
out
probably
as well.
is. There are movies coming out with Sonic, so that's going to keep interest going in Sonic and things like that. So yeah, it's a good think about if there's any movie tie-ins. That's always going to make a set more popular as well. So yeah.
Is there a shadow bust being released?
That's it. Shadow and Knuckles, isn't it? I forgot the name of it. Yes, there is a Shadow bust being done as well. So that again, that's something that, especially with the Shadow and the Knuckles set, that might sway that a little bit more. So I was wondering whether to put that one in instead of Tails. It was kind of one of those 50-50 ones. I think I picked Tails over the other one just because it's a cheaper set and probably just a little bit easier for sort of people to get hold of, cheaper to buy kind of thing. So.
Yeah. I always think it definitely helps if they're going to carry on that line and they're going to carry things on.
Yeah.
You know, it helps with my choice of whether I'm going to invest in it. If that's the end of the line, then that makes it a bit more of a difficult decision.
Because there is a separate sort of Sonic the Hedgehog line where you can get these sort of little bills with these. You put Sonic in a ball and with a shooter thing, and it shoots off over rings and stuff like that. So yeah, they've got this whole other Sonic line going on as well. So that kind of lends itself to maybe the brickheads, which are going to be retiring. People are going to want them afterwards as well. Right, let's go on to number 2 then. Number 2 on our list of sets to get before they retire. Let's start with Duncan this time. So what's your number 2?
Well, no surprise on this one. It's set number 31144, the Creator 3-in-1 Exotic Pink Parrot.
Ah, okay, right, yeah.
Again, I think it's been an exclusive, has it, to John Lewis?
Yes, it is
and
John
Lego
Lewis
Store?
here in the UK, yes.
In the UK. Generally $19.99, but John Lewis have had it lately at $14.99. It is now out of stock on John Lewis.
Oh, really? Okay.
And
because I bought 10, that's why.
same.
So we're all buying loads of them.
We're buying them at that price.
Maybe they've run out of stock already. Who knows?
And it clearly is already selling on the third-party market. You know, on other sites, Amazon and eBay's for up to £30, which is 50% profit on the recommended retail price.
Yeah. Okay.
100% profit if you could get them at that discounted
yeah,
price.
Definitely.
There's another parrot in that line, I believe the blue one.
There is the blue one, yes,
available.
But that's fairly readily available. I think you can get that from Amazon and all over the place. So that's going to stay. I found that Lego have done a few colour variations of things, and you will find that the alternate version, whether it's the blue Fiat 500, or I think they did some dinosaurs as well a while ago, the colour variations do tend to do a lot better than the originals, and it's got a much shorter shelf life as well. I'm sure it was either only this year or late last year when that came out, so it's not been on shelves long. Fairly cheap set at £20 recommended retail, so we've been getting them for around about 15, so we've been doing okay. I don't think something like that would go stratospheric, but you'd be surprised with some creator sets. I bought there was a crocodile set a couple of years ago, and they've really shot up in value. And again, it was a Lego store exclusive, so difficult to get hold of it. It's a good looking set as well. I like how the parrot set looks, the pink parrot. So yeah, I don't disagree with you. Again, it was on my sort of top 20 list. Didn't quite make the top 5, but definitely was up there.
Yeah, I think for my own personal benefit, I'm trying to set my sights at 100% profit.
Yeah.
And when that's discounted and you can see it already selling for £30, then I think that kind of feels like a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm excited to
and
see what you've got.
They're quite small boxes as well, aren't they? So they're not too difficult to store lots of. So that's quite good. Number 2 on my list. Then I'm not going to let him peek. It's 76909. Any ideas what that is? It's a Speed Champion set. It's the Mercedes AMG double pack. Now, Speed Champions, I think. A lot of people are maybe going off or feel as though they're going off Speed Champions for investment. I don't see why, because I think Speed Champions are always going to be popular. I like these newer 8 wide cars they've been doing for a couple of years now. There's a few Speed Champion sets retiring at the end of this year. There's the Lamborghini which is a single pack, and there's another one as well, which is, I think, is it the Solus? So yeah, there's a couple of sets, but I think the Mercedes one for me. Mercedes is a very popular brand. One of the 2 cars is kind of like a Formula 1 car, so I think that's always got a plus, because next year is Lego's Formula 1 year as well, so they're going to be really hyping up all the Formula 1 cars, so that's disappearing before the end of the year. And also, as far as I'm aware, you can only get it from Lego stores here in the UK. I think it's one of these other exclusive sets, so £39.99. I've tried to pick up a few as the year's gone on. think I've used up my limits now online, so I can only really pick them up in store. But yeah, don't discount these these sort of £40 double packs from Speed Champions. And of course, as these Speed Champions prices keep going up as well, you tend to find that individual ones are around about, I think they're £21, maybe going up even further for next year, any new ones. So so the prices will continue to go up. The only downside with this particular set is very rarely, if at all, discounted. So you're not going to get any heavy discounts on this particular set. But I've seen sets like this before. There was a Ford Bronco set a couple of years ago, which was a double pack. That was about £55 at the time. Again, that's almost doubled in price within a year and a half. So these exclusive sets, if it's got a decent car in there, like that Formula One car, I think potentially it could do quite well. Have you got any of those? Or
I don't have any of those, but maybe we should go to the Lego store.
I think so. Should we go to the Lego store today? No.
He laughs, but I may go to the Lego store.
You might go to the Lego store. I've got something else on this evening, so I can't. But yeah, so yeah, I think we both agree that it probably could be quite a nice set. But do you do much Speed Champions buy-in or not?
Yeah, I have quite a bit of Speed Champions. I tend to just again try and get them at the highest discount rather than actually. I don't know much about cars. I'm not a car person.
Me neither. To be fair,
and yeah, I'm generally looking on Amazons and things. Well, I won't give away too much.
Yeah, but I think that's why probably why this is going to be overlooked, because people will be always looking for the Lamborghinis and the Ferrari 1971, which is retiring. Nice little sets, great little sets. I still think they'll do quite well. But again, everyone's got them. They're very heavily discounted. These Mercedes, a little bit more difficult to get hold of. Not so many discounts. Maybe people aren't aware of them as well. So they could do quite well. That's why I like it. That's why that's number 2 on my list.
Good
right.
choice.
So, shall we do the number 1 slot? Right, so what we'll do, I think if I announce mine, you announce yours, and then we'll talk about them and see whether we agree. So, number 1 on my list is, and it's a biggie as well, I've gone for a big set, and I've gone for 75290, the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Oh.
What have you gone for?
It's also Star Wars, because Star Wars hasn't featured yet, and this set probably will be very Marmite-ish. I think most people hate this set. And I think when it first came out, I said to you, oh, we need to invest in this set, or I need to invest in this set. It's actually set 75365, and it's the Yavin 4 base set.
Okay.
And now everyone is slating this set, but it's got so much about it, I think, and so many exclusive Star Wars minifigures.
So obviously you're a huge Star Wars fan, bigger Star Wars fan than I am. So why in particular is that set sort of appealing to you? Obviously there's the figures, a lot of figures in there, but what else about it do you like?
Yeah, if I'm honest, I like it for investing.
Okay, just for investing.
I also like other builders and like other Star Wars collectors aren't keen on it. You know, it's open at the back. Okay. It doesn't look great, but that only brings popularity to me because the minifigures are there.
Yeah.
Not so many people are buying it. It's been heavily discounted.
It has.
I think it retails at £149.99 in the UK, and I think I picked mine up around about £89.99.
Yeah, the £90
with
you
know, some other discounts on top of that as well. So.
I don't think I actually had it in my top 20, so we not agree to disagree. I mean, I've got quite a few of them, so I don't sort of condone say to Duncan, oh, you bought the wrong thing, because I bought quite a few of them myself. So yeah, they are still something that I have bought for investment. Whether I put it maybe at the top of the list, I'm not so sure. It's an odd one, but
well, I've had a few in the past. I've got Palpatine's Arrest and a few other ones that have shut up, and yeah. There's been a few Star Wars sets that didn't seem that popular and did the same, so I'm taking a risk. I'm out on a limb.
But I have to say, it's on a positive side for that particular set, I mean, yes, it's got all the minifigures, which is great. Because it's been heavily discounted, it does mean a lot of people will have bought it, but it also means that we've both got them for a very good price. £90 for a £150 set is quite a good start for any particular set. It might take a while for that set to even get to selling at the recommended retail price, but even if we can sell those sets for recommended retail price in a year's time, a £60 profit. So yeah, it could work both ways. So I don't disagree that it's a bad set for investment, because I've got quite a few of them. But yeah, a little bit surprised to see that at number 1 on your list, but you know, there you go. So what do you think about my choice, Mos Eisley Cantina?
Absolutely love it as well.
There you go.
Love it as well. I think I tried to avoid any really expensive sets like that.
That's the thing, yeah.
I've got a couple. I don't build Lego. If I do, that'll be the first thing I probably ever build. It looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's got a lot going.
Star Wars fan, you see. So Star Wars fans like it. So I like it as well. I think it's such an iconic scene from the film. I think the set itself is big. It sort of folds out into a thing. You can pull the cantina out in the middle. There's 21 minifigures in this set, 9 of which are apparently exclusive to the set. So it's got a lot going for it. The downside, of course, is it's an expensive set. It's £345 in the UK. Ouch. However, it has been available discounted. I think I got some from John Lewis recently for around about 270-ish, and I think I might have even got some more money off and got a couple for about 250. So again, look out for those discounts. It's a big set. It's going to be more difficult to store because it's a bigger set, but I just think it's such an iconic thing, and I can't see Lego redoing a set like that for a long time. They do like Millennium Falcons and X-Wings like all the time, but something like Mos Eisley Cantina on that scale, I can't see Lego doing that again for quite some time. This might not be sort of an instantaneous go, I think, for this one. I think this might take a year or two to really start seeing some really good growth on this particular set. So if you have got any of these, you might have to hang on to them a little while before you start trying to sell them on. But I think certainly there's a lot going for it. I say just the negative really is the size of the box and the price of the set. But of all the bigger sets that are going this year, that certainly is my tip, and that's really why it's number one. I think it's yes, it's expensive, but it's such an iconic set, and yeah, I think I've only got about 3 or 4 myself, so I don't have that many. Getting bulk of these is quite difficult because they are so expensive, but try and pick up a couple more, I think, before the end of the year, and hope it doesn't disappear off that retirement list. And that's the same for anything on this particular list. We are talking about sets that at the moment are showing as going to be retired. This is from Brick Fanatics and Brick Hound. They have their lists of sets that are going to be retiring, but Lego can turn around at any point and decide to extend a set. So there's no 100% guarantee that any of the sets that we talked about will definitely be retiring by the end of the year. That's the risk that you take, unfortunately. So that's the top 5 out of the way, but we've also got a couple of other things to discuss as well. So what I wanted both of us to do is choose a dark horse. So this is a set that's retiring. It's maybe a set that people aren't talking about a lot. Maybe it's one of those sets that you're sort of on the fence. Is it going to be good for investment? Is it not going to be good for investment? So the set that I've gone for as my dark horse, as a potential winner, is 21332, and that's the Ideas Globe. What have you gone for, Duncan?
Well, I've gone for, because we haven't mentioned this, but we did agree we're going to kind of go with percentages, not money. So it's a very, very cheap set. And I've actually gone for set 75370, the Stormtrooper mech.
Okay.
Now, again, as much as I love Star Wars, I'm not into mechs.
No, me neither, but...
But history has that the first in a line of toys, like the TIE Fighter helmet, you know, can make a bit of a profit.
They can.
And there's more coming out, I believe. There's a Luke one now, and there's going to be another few.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a bit of a punt there to say that the Stormtrooper mech,
Okay.
out of the 3 that are all 3 retiring.
Yeah, so
Darth
there's
Vader and
Boba
the
Fett, Darth Vader, and the Stormtrooper are retiring this year. Yeah.
But you're only ever going to need one Boba Fett or one Darth Vader.
Yeah.
People that are making scenes and
Good
you know,
idea,
and,
yeah.
and things, they're going to want a lot of Stormtroopers.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'm going with the Stormtrooper.
And it's quite a cheap set, isn't it? I think it's $12.99 or $13.99. I can't remember.
$12.99, but I think it has
$12.99.
been under £10.
Yeah, I think at the moment,
like...
at the moment you can get them on Amazon. I know because I bought some this morning for I think they're like £9.75 or something, and then there's another discount if you buy more than 4. So
Yeah.
you can get a little bit of discount on them. But yeah, I don't disagree. I bought some myself this morning because I saw them discounted. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Again, a small set. I think it's going to appeal more to kids, maybe more than adults.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those sets that has got potential of, if you can buy them for less than £10 each, definitely of doubling in price in probably quite a short space of time. So yeah, my choice there, the Ideas Globe. Now, this isn't unusual. This is a set I haven't actually bought yet, and I just feel it's a set that people aren't really talking about. I think my issue with this set is the price. It's £200. It was released in 2022, so it's been on shelves for a couple of years, 3 years now. This is a set that was heavily discounted about a year and a half ago. I think it was at Argos, and they were down to about £130, £135. I didn't didn't buy any at the time because they weren't on the retirement list. I try and hold back from buying a lot of these bargain sets, but since then it's just hardly ever been discounted, or if it has, I've missed it. I just had a look this morning and there's nowhere really that's got it on any discounts. Now, the reason I think it could potentially do quite well as a dark horse is there was a map set last year, the World Art set. I didn't buy any of those at all. It was a big set. I didn't really like it. The colours on it were a bit weird, and that's not many people invested in it, and the price has really, really shot up. Now, I think more people have probably bought the Globe than they have the World Atlas. But it's not a set that I've heard a lot of people talking about. I think it's quite a nice build as well. I think people don't realise what a nice build is. I haven't personally built it. I've seen reviews of people that have, and it looks really nice. And it is something that it's a decent size. It spins round as well. The map pieces are okay. I know that the UK looks a bit weird on it. We sort of got little corner piece and it just looks a bit weird. But the map as a whole does look quite good. And I just think it's because it appeals potentially to a lot of people, not just Lego people. It will, it's something that you could have on display and it would look really, really nice. So, yeah, I haven't got any of these at all. Have you got any of those? Or
Well, not to make you too jealous, but I've got two at such £130 price.
Oh, there you go. Look, he's way ahead of me on this one.
I'm kind of a sucker again for the big discounts.
Yeah, okay.
And probably then, get caught out when that set isn't worth some money. But yeah, when that was down to £130, I thought, even as a non-Lego builder, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And someone's going to want these in the future.
Did you get them from
So
Argos?
I picked up two at Argos at that price.
How are the boxes?
Yeah, no, the boxes are fine.
Well, surprise!
I've had a little run of Argos boxes being absolutely fine. The one I haven't is Asda, but we won't go there.
Oh, don't go with that, Asda. Don't ever buy a big set from Asda at the moment. Sorry, Asda, but yeah, your packaging's rubbish. Yeah, look, so the Globe. Okay, so you've got a couple of them. See, there's me bigging it up, and I haven't even got any of them. Duncan's got two, so obviously there must be something in that. Yeah, again, dark horse, because I'm not quite sure how it's going to do. £200 is quite an expensive set, but if I can maybe get some discount before the end of the year,
What
maybe
sort
I'll
of
go
discount
with
are
it.
you looking for?
I think nowadays, because it's just not really on anything's going to be good really. 20-30% off would be great.
We could meet in the middle here. I can see a profit.
No.
I can see a profit coming.
No, I don't want to. I'm not sure about that. No, you keep it for yourself. I would never do that. But yeah, okay. So all right. So there's our dark horses. And what I wanted to talk about as well is which set that we bought most of for retirement. Now, a special mention from me is going to go out to a Brickhead set, which is actually no longer on the retirement list, and that is set 40547, the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader Brickheads. That was on Brickhound about a month or so ago. It's come off the list. I think it may still be showing on Brick Fanatic's site. So, air of caution, potentially that won't be retiring at the end of the year. If it does, I'm fine because I've got 16 of the damn things, so I've got plenty of them if it does retire. I just thought it would be a winner, but yeah, unfortunately it's one that's been extended by the look of things. But the set that I've got most of, and I did have a look at my inventory and see what it was, it's 42136, the John Deere four-wheel drive tractor from Technic. I've got 23 of them. I didn't realise I'd bought so many. I think it was Argos had a deal that was 2 for £30 back earlier in the year, between about May and June, and also Amazon were price matching that. And this is a set that I think again could do quite well. It wasn't sort of in my top 5 or anything, but John Deere is a decent brand. I think the set is quite a nice set. It's not too expensive. I was picking these up, £25 recommended retail price. I was generally picking up these up for around about £14 each. So quite a big discount for a smaller set. But yeah, I've got lots of those. So maybe you'll see if ever you come to any of my brick festivals next year or the year after. And the year after one of those, I'll probably have one. So keep an eye out for them. What have you got for, Duncan?
Well, I've no John Deere's. So
no.
If we're at the same brick festival, then you'll be okay. Well, up until 2 weeks ago, the set I had the most was actually a free set.
Okay.
And it was the sandwich shop. I don't know the set number.
Sandwich shop. How many sandwich shops have you got?
I've got 14 sandwich
14.
shops because they were free with orders, and you could keep using the codes. And then I think Lego maybe even done them.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
So,
and I think they're actually, you can't get hold of these. I'm aware. I think in the States, in North America, I think they are sort of a European thing. So maybe you need to take them out. Next time you're in America, go to the States and take them all with you.
Like a flea market.
So what's your proper set you've gone for?
So my proper set is, and this has changed in the last few weeks, and it is set 76908, and it is the Speed Champions, and it is the Lamborghini Countach that you've been talking about.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah,
I think it's been under £13 recently on Amazon.
Yeah.
With, if you buy 4 or 5% discount, and with who I bank with, they offer 5% discount on Amazon at the moment. So yeah, I've been getting them for I think around about £11.54.
Yeah.
Which again, I think
for £20 set is great, isn't it?
Is a no-brainer. They'll retire, and you can sell them at least for £20.
I'm probably not far behind. So yeah, I had 23 of the John Deere. I didn't count how many of the Lamborghinis I had, but I must have about 20. So I'm not far behind on you on that one. So yeah, nice little set. I think the positives for that particular set are because they're bringing the larger version of the Lamborghini out. I think it complements it quite well. The downside is it's been heavily discounted a lot, so a lot of people are going to have these. I think it'll take a while for sort of that price of that sort of investment and shows and things like that to really start sort of going to the levels that we want. But it just means hanging on to things a little bit longer, because I think a lot of people are going to have these, but eventually stocks will sort of dry up a little bit and they'll do quite well. Yeah, I don't disagree that it's a good set to buy lots of, because it's quite an easy set to store. It's small, quite easy price to buy as well, and you can buy lots and lots of them as well from all over the place. So yeah, I can see why you bought loads of those. Interesting. Right, final thing we're going to talk about, sets to avoid. Now, there was quite a few things on my list, and I'm thinking, should I put this on my list? So a couple of ones I was thinking about was the 75371, the Chewbacca. Not got a lot of love. People don't like how that looks, but I think that on the plus side, because I think a lot of people maybe don't quite like it, haven't bought it, it potentially could do quite well, because I don't think many people have invested it.
And helped out by the 3PO recently, I think.
Exactly, because size-wise it works really, really well with the 3PO and the R2-D2 as well. They look really good as sort of a group of three. Another one which nearly made my list as well was 76414, Harry Potter Expecto Patronum. I just don't like the look of this set. I think it looks weird. I think in the film the stag, and it's all see-through and it looks really good, and they've sort of done it in this weird icy blue, which just doesn't quite work. They've been heavily discounted all over the place. I don't think people have been buying them. I haven't got any of them at all. Again, it might do okay, but yeah, not a great fan. But the one that I did choose, so my sort of bad set to avoid, is 21339, the BTS Dynamite from Lego Ideas. This is a set that was only released last year in 2023. Recommended retail price is £90. Even Lego.com have currently got this at £63, so even they can't get rid of them. There's nothing really against BTS. They're obviously not my cup of tea. I don't think they would be wanting to appeal to a 53-year-old Northern that lives on the south coast of England. So I'm obviously not their key demographic. But the band's sort of broken up. I know they've got solo careers now. Dynamite was a song, 4 or 5 years ago now. It's an old song. I think most Lego people probably aren't BTS fans. Yes, they've got the exclusive figures in there, but yeah, for me it's just a no, really. And I think, would I ever buy any? You never know me. I might buy some if they got to like 60% off, but even then I've bought these sets before when they've been heavily discounted, and they've taken ages even just to make your money back. So my sort of thing there is, even though you can get it discounted from Lego, is just avoid, because I just genuinely don't think it's going to do well. Are you a BTS fan at all, Duncan?
No, I agree with you.
What a surprise.
I have none of these.
No, fair enough, yeah. Would you buy it even at like £63 when it's a recommended retail price 90?
No, I saw it the other day and I thought, should I get with me?
I know, you're tempted, aren't you? But it's like, no, I can't.
Something else to lug around as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. So no, sorry BTS fans, but no, that's not for us, that particular set. Of course, now what's going to happen is nobody's going to buy it, and then in 2 years' time the band will get back together again, and it'll be like a massive hit. So, that might happen, but we'll see. Go on, what's your set to avoid then?
Well, if we take away all Friends ones, definitely no Friends sets.
No Friends sets, all Ninjago.
Or Advent calendars. Advent calendars are not for life, they're for Christmas.
They are, exactly.
Yeah. If you're thinking of buying an advent calendar for investment, it takes many years.
It does.
I've got some Star Wars ones that are 10, 15 years old, and
just take the figures out and sell the figures. That's what you do.
My set to avoid is, and I think you've got it and built it,
Ooh.
and it's something I absolutely loved and grew up with. It's the Atari.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Icon set, Atari 2600.
Damn, I've got one of those. Yeah. Why don't you like it?
Again, I think it's just been heavily discounted the whole time. I think it's to a certain demographic, which, unlike What you just mentioned is probably us.
Yeah, and I think Ataris weren't out for long. I mean, I remember them as a kid. I never had one. We were poor, so we didn't have Ataris. Yeah, they were never. Yeah, I don't think there's that much nostalgia for them, as opposed to maybe like the Nintendo NES, which was a lot more wider scale. It was out for a lot longer period of time as well. So
Yeah.
okay, have you got any of the Ataris?
No.
You haven't. Oh, I've got one, I think.
No Ataris from me. Plenty of Pac-Mans, but
It's
no
quite
Ataris.
a nice looking set, though. I think yeah. Again, I'm not going to buy loads more of these. I might. Who knows? If it's heavily discounted, I might buy another one. But they're quite expensive as well. I can't remember what the recommended retail price for those are, but they're over 200. Is it 210? Maybe
209.99.
210. You see. Yeah. No, I kind of get why that's on your avoid list. I've only bought one, so that says a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I picked. I think if I saw them at 50%, I probably would pick one up.
Yeah.
We're talking 100 to 110
And a
pounds.
decent gift with purchase as well.
Yeah, 160 is the most I think I've seen it. And
yeah, even Lego had it discounted, I think, last year as well. Last Christmas time it was discounted, and I just don't think it's been that popular. But again, one of those sets maybe not so popular in a year or two's time, when people don't realise a set was ever made and people start getting into Lego. It could be okay. For me personally, I'd certainly buy the Atari over the BTS set, but neither of them are particularly good.
and like you said, we're guessing.
We are guessing as well. This is really just our opinion. So, yeah, let us know what you think. Do you agree or disagree with anything that we've said? What was interesting was we genuinely did not know what our top fives were going to be. And I think it's very interesting that neither of us have picked anything that the other person had picked. And there was a couple of things that were sort of outside my top 20 maybe. But these are the sets at the moment which we think are going to do quite well. It was interesting there was such a variety of different sets on there. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments what you think about our choices. Tell us whether we're right, whether you think we're wrong, whether we're just idiots and we don't know what we're talking about. So let us know in the comments. Thank you very much, Duncan, for taking part in this. Just something a little bit different from my channel. Rather, it's normally just me sat here talking. It was nice to have a little bit of input from somebody else as well. So thank you, Duncan, for that. But that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. So we've got a bit of bonus footage for you here. So Duncan very kindly has bought 2 of the new Dungeons and Dragons minifigures. Again, these are sets that will be retiring. They normally last on shelves for about 6 months. So towards the end of this year, they will be retiring. So it's still within the same theme. We don't know what's in these. He's not scanned either of them. So he's going to give me one. He's going to open in one himself, and we're going to find out which figures we've got. Which one should I go for? Go on, mix them up.
Again,
so I don't
just
know.
say my own personal thoughts are these probably might be the best minifigures to invest in. A box of these, if you can get them at a discount price. I think you said you can get them at a company called Cool Shop.
Yeah, Cool Shop here in the UK and possibly Europe. You can get them. They normally do a box for about £100. Sometimes less than that. So keep an eye out for those if you want a whole box of 36. I think they come in, don't they? So,
short shelf life.
yeah, just 6 months. But yeah, okay. So
And should we say whichever one you pick, we'll see whose is worth the most money. Next year.
In a year's time or something, if we remember to do it. But yeah, all right. I'm going to go for. Okay, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to go for one in your left hand. There we go. Can we open them together?
Yeah, I have no idea who these characters are.
How do we open these? Do we just rip them off the top? Oh dear. There we are. Oh, I've got the one with the brain!
Certainly.
Which apparently... Which one have you got?
Like a witch? Oh, it actually looks like... Goes quite well with Harry Potter. It's not Harry Potter, obviously, but it looks like Hermione.
Let's open this up and we'll
so I have got, I don't know if you can see, the witch type one there.
Oh, it's the one in the bottom left with
anyone that
with
knows Dungeons and Dragons. My level of Dungeons and Dragons literally goes to the...
I've got the purple squid creature there. Look, that one there with the brain at the bottom. So let's get these built and we'll show you what these look like. This is the first time I've opened one of these. There we go. So I've got this guy here. Duncan's got the witch. I generally possibly think this one might do better because it's got this brain piece here. We'll see how they go maybe in a year's time, see which one is worth more at the end. You can generally tend to find straight away with these things, if you go on eBay and check eBay sell prices, which ones are more popular than other ones. So right, anyway, so there's a little bit of bonus footage for you. Thank you again, Duncan, for getting these Dungeons and Dragons minifigures. Much appreciated. It's the first one I've got, so yeah, nice little treat at the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of extra.